As a retro gaming enthusiast who has tested over a dozen handheld emulation devices, the Miyoo Mini V4 presents an intriguing paradox. On one hand, it embodies the nostalgic charm and portability that made its predecessors legendary in the retro community. On the other, it requires significant user intervention to unlock its full potential. The first thing that strikes you is the device's remarkably compact form factor. At just 0.24 pounds, with dimensions smaller than a deck of cards, this handheld disappears in a pocket, yet feels surprisingly sturdy. The matte gray plastic shell resists fingerprints while providing adequate grip, though those with larger hands may find extended play sessions uncomfortable. Where the Miyoo Mini V4 truly shines is its 2.8-inch IPS display. The 750x560 resolution delivers pixel-perfect clarity for classic 8-bit and 16-bit titles with vibrant colors that pop without appearing oversaturated. I tested multiple Game Boy Advance and SNES titles, noting excellent viewing angles and minimal motion blur during fast-paced action sequences. Battery life proved reliable in real-world testing, achieving nearly 5 hours of continuous playtime with brightness at 70%. The USB-C charging system works as expected, though the included cable feels flimsy compared to the device itself. Where the experience falters is in software implementation. Out of the box, the interface feels dated and clunky compared to modern competitors. Loading games through the default front end proved frustrating, with inconsistent folder recognition forcing manual navigation through RetroArch. While seasoned users will appreciate the direct access to RetroArch's extensive settings, newcomers may feel overwhelmed by the need to configure aspect ratios and core options manually. The included microSD card's poor quality became apparent during testing, with noticeable lag when scrolling through large ROM collections until I replaced it with a reputable brand. Pre-installed games lean heavily toward obscure arcade titles rather than classic Nintendo franchises, making the device feel incomplete without personal ROM additions. Button responsiveness deserves praise. The clicky D-pad provides precise directional input, and the face buttons offer satisfying tactile feedback. However, the shoulder buttons feel slightly mushy compared to premium alternatives like the Onbernic RG35XX. Installation of Onion OS transforms the experience dramatically, enabling box art displays and streamlined navigation. This community-developed firmware should arguably come pre-installed, as it addresses many of the stock OS's shortcomings. Performance across retro systems remains solid up to PlayStation 1 era, though some N64 and Dreamcast titles exhibit frame rate inconsistencies. Build quality exceeds expectations at this price point, surviving multiple accidental drops from desk height onto carpet without damage. The included protective case adds welcome peace of mind for transportation. While the Miyoo Mini V4 no longer leads the pack in raw power or out-of-box usability, it retains cult status as a highly customizable pocket companion. Its true value emerges for tinkerers who enjoy optimizing their setup, but casual users may prefer more polished alternatives. For collectors and retro enthusiasts, this device represents an important chapter in handheld emulation history, one that still holds up with aftermarket modifications despite increasing competition in the microconsole space.